Okay, can you guys hear now? Okay. Let's see if it works now. I had to end that stream. I don't know how. If this is the same stream or if it started another one. Can you hear now, guys? Yes. Okay. Hey, faithful one. Yes. Okay. There we are. Oh my gosh. This Go live stream is so damn complicated. It's been a hell of a morning anyways, because my daggone goat, y'all, is acting up again. She was just in her heat cycle around Valentine's Day a few days ago. Now she's doing it again. And, I've been noticing she goes in her heat cycle, supposed to be like 18 to 21 days, but she goes in a lot earlier than that. So I'm thinking there might be something wrong with Annabelle. Maybe she needs to be bred, have a baby. Okay, thank you, Lisa. So there is a good chance that Annabelle might jump the fence while I'm live, but we're still going to do our topics this morning. Hey, Remy. This is the same stream. Okay, thank you, Morgan. This Go Light stream is so different. Like at the bottom of the screen, like if you want to like show pictures, there's different squares. So different like scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. And like if you switch to a different picture, like I want to go to scene 2, I have to go in and add my microphone again. That's what happened yesterday when I switched pictures. Then everybody couldn't hear me. It's because the microphone wasn't added to that scene. But the good thing about this is you can see the live chat. Yeah. Sometimes you have to refresh to be able to see it. That's what happened a few minutes ago. I tried to refresh and it messed up my whole damn stream. And I was muted too. You're using Streamlabs. It works on Chromebook. I can use Streamlabs on Chromebook, but it's called Go Lightstream. It's free. You can invite guests on, Remy. Add pictures. Stream to YouTube, Facebook, wherever. It's a little bit more fancier, actually, than StreamYards, but it's a little bit more complicated to me. So, Lori Vallows and Chad Daybell went to church in Kauai. Did y'all know that? I just read about it this morning, and there is a picture of it. Now, this should already have my microphone added because I set it up before my live. Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Okay. So there they are in church. And of course, the people at church was very shocked to see them there. But they had to be nice to them because they were in church, right? Still can hear. Okay. Yeah. So the grandparents of JJ are very, very upset that Lori has not been arrested. And this article is by People Magazine. It says the grandparents of 2 missing Idaho kids are speaking out, telling people they're holding out hope the siblings will return. But they also have harsh words for the mom of the siblings, who has refused to cooperate with police in the police investigation into their disappearance. Nothing is known about the kids' whereabouts or even if they're alive or dead. So I guess in this week's issue of People Magazine, there's going to be an article about it. So the grandparents, the grandfather, Larry Woodcock, he says, there are 2 phone calls I want to get right now. The first call is they've been found right now and that JJ and Tylee are safe and they're heading home. And the second call is that Lori and Chad Daybell have been arrested. And I've read an article about why they've not been arrested. They're trying to get all their ducks in a row because it's going to be expensive to extradite her back. And, there's a chance they don't have enough evidence that the charges could be dismissed if they went ahead and charged her. So that's why they're holding out charging her. If they don't get her for the kid's disappearance, they may be able to charge them for their spouse's death. If they did something to them. Okay. And here was like a little diagram I took a screenshot of like all the people involved. Lori. Then you got Lori's son, Colby Ryan. Lori's married to Joseph Ryan. And in 2018, he dies of an apparent heart attack. Then you got Charles. She married Charles Vallows. They adopted JJ. Then Charles is shot. Tammy dies. Alex Cox shot Charles, and then Alex dies. I mean, it's just a complicated story, y'all. I read that Charles Vallows said in his divorce papers that he tried to get Lori professional help and that she didn't want to go to like a psychiatrist or anything because then they would know she was a celestial being. I mean, the woman is a nut. Excuse me. This stuff is so complicated. I think I muted myself again. I tried to mute to cough, and then I don't know what happened. I need to pop out my chat so I can see it. I didn't mean to cough in y'all's ear like that. I tried to mute y'all. I'm sorry. Hey, Katie. A celestial being. Yeah, she's a celestial being. She's a god reincarnated. She thinks that in, what is it, June, July 2020, she's going to lead 144,000 people into heaven. That's what she thinks. Let me let lady in here. I'm so embarrassed I coughed like that. I tried to mute. That embarrasses me. I don't like that. It's rude. Coughing y'all's ear. I hope y'all didn't hear it. Yesterday, I did learn how to edit live streams, though. And I tried to edit my little part out yesterday where I was muted, but I didn't do too good of a job at it, but at least I learned how to do it. You just have to sit there and fool around with it. It took me forever to figure it out. Yeah, she's a whack job. She really is. She just became obsessed with Chad and his beliefs. I think Lori was, she went to the, what is it? Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Church. We have one of those churches around here. I mean, no offense to that church or anything, but I had some of those young guys come visit my house one time, and they were very pushy about it. And I just kept trying to explain to him, look, I grew up in church. I went to church all the time with my papa. I have been baptized. We used to go to revivals, and I just didn't believe the way they believed and what they were saying. I've got my own beliefs. And they were very pushy about it. Very pushy. Oops, I don't got the live chat. Stop chat. How far up in Idaho were they? It was Rexburg. I don't know much about Idaho. Y'all may hear my washing machine in the back. Sorry. I had to start my laundry. So is okay. The Sister Wives show, they're Mormons too, right? But they share different beliefs. They're the FDLS, right? Instead of the LDS church. It's so confusing, but I have been trying to read a little bit about just trying to learn about what Chad and Lori believed in. As far as I can tell, with the polygamist, they need to marry at least 3 wives to get into heaven, right? But the more wives they marry, the better chance they have of getting into heaven. That's why you see some of them with 19, 20 wives. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. But each their own. I do find it very interesting. That's why I watch a show about polygamists. Let's see, what else was it saying about it? Like with the show that I watch, it said like Cody's favorite wife is probably Robin, the last one that he married, because she has a pure bloodline. She's from a polygamous family. So he wants to probably have more children with her. And it said, they were saying that usually the favorite wife is the one that can still bear children. Now, I don't know if that's true. It's just what I was reading. Yes, Remy, I do watch that channel. I love her. Without a Crystal Ball. Yeah, I listened to her interview with one of Cody Brown's family friends. Light Feather. I actually watched an episode. I was trying to think what channel it was on YouTube. I think it was like TLC UK maybe. But this woman had like 4 or 5 different husbands. And it wasn't because of any religious belief. She just wanted that many. They didn't seem like they had all their oars in the water, the guys. I was trying to, maybe it was on Barkov TV that I watched that. I also used to watch this show called Seeking Sister Wife, where these men are already married and they're looking for a wife to join their family. I always just found the Browns, the Sister Wife show, very interesting how the sister wives got along with each other. And they're all married to the same man. Like when the show first started, there was just 3 wives. And they all lived in the same house. And they all helped each other with the kids. So I just found that very interesting. Because I'm kind of a jealous person a little bit. I got a little bit of jealousy in me. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't do that. The weird thing is now the kids are growing up or grown and out in the house. There's no purpose for them to be together. Yeah, he's basically done with Remy, and Mary was his first wife. Cody was not a Mormon. He converted. He converted. His dad, I think they said his dad also converted. Little Kelly, hey girl. One to do the cleaning, one to do the cooking, one to do the yard work. Oh, the list I have. Light Feather, I couldn't stand more than one man. Oh my goodness. So Cody is right now, he's wanting to build this big house for all the sister wives to live in. Each will have their own separate house, but it'll all be joined together. In the middle of the house will be like the family gathering kitchen and family room where they can all meet up. It's like, looks like to me that home would cost over $1 million. That's 4 different homes combined, all with kitchens, bathrooms, bedrooms, everything. They bought a big piece of property. Yeah, I about died a couple of episodes ago. They got a big pond on this property they bought. Cody takes off his pants and stuff and gets into the pond water because some of his kids did. And he's in this bikini underwear, y'all. Bikini underwear. He really thinks he's hot shit. He'd be always like slinging his hair around and stuff. Yeah, he was legally married to Mary, then divorced her for Robin so he could adopt her kids. You're right. I've been watching that show since the first episode came out. Same with 90 Day Fiance. I'm getting into Love After Lockup, that show. God, there's one woman on there. She's nothing but a pure hoe. She's from Myrtle Beach. I can't stand her. Her name's Lacey. Yes, he's always like been obsessed with his own hair, Remy. Hey, Remy, where is your wrench? Is this the real Remy? Because I didn't take your wrench. I did take some the other day of people that I've not seen in the chat in a while. I hope I didn't accidentally take yours. Let me look and see. It's me. Someone cloned my account. I'm going to make sure, Remy. Okay, it is you. I was like, where's Remy's wrench? She's always had a wrench on my channel. Okay. Mel, where the hell have you been? Chrissy, good morning. I saw 420 earlier in here, and I don't think I said hello. Maybe I did. I don't know. I've got to do the dishes. Well, if you're listening, 420, good morning, hen. The account with the black and white pig, it's been around for months, so I'm just not using it. I had to hide the account. Just a bunch of BS. Well, I've seen accounts that's had your name in it. You know, people think it's fun to use someone's name as a trail account with some kind of stupid comment. But I've never just seen a Remy D cloned account. Someone done mail the same way. Will 411 now said he's seen one a while back of my name and Sonny's picture. Sonny's picture is only used on his channel, not on my channel. So if y'all ever see an account and I'm being mean or disrespectful, you better click on the picture because it's not me. They took my pic in one video. Really? They go into the huge channels after I leave. People were subbing up to it, yet didn't know it wasn't me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've seen Mel Mel's fake account too before in chats. Morgan, I'd assume it's Annabelle having her time if you were rude somewhere. Oh my goodness. I love that goat, but she has got to go to the vet or she has got to have a baby. One of the two. I was telling my hubby this morning that maybe where she's never had a baby and goats are meant to breed, that maybe that's affecting her somehow. Maybe she smells like the male deer around or something. I don't know. Did y'all know they found that missing college girl from Georgia's body? Let me see if I can find it. Unmute my mic for it. She is a beautiful girl. Now my chat's not popped up. I don't know what happened with that. Yeah, so her boyfriend was arrested. He has been interviewed 3 times. She went missing on Valentine's Day. Lady, could you please quit? And she had been having some trouble with him. I think he had broken out her window or something, but he has been arrested basically for vandalizing stuff. But I think he's a suspect to police, of course. Let me see if I can find what all it was saying. She's a beautiful girl. She must have been a beauty queen, looks like to me, or won homecoming or something. See if I can find it. Right here. Yeah, she disappeared on Valentine's Day. It's kind of a weird story because something was wrong with her car. They found like pieces of her car, like a bumper. Let's read it. Anitra Gunn is her name. 23 years old. Body was discovered by investigators in Crawford County, Georgia, near the Peach County line. It was found around 3:20 p.m. It was recovered by a task force that had taken to the ground because the weather was too poor for an aerial search. And authorities said her body was partially covered. Anitra was reported missing over the weekend after her friends and family hadn't heard from her. Her father, Christopher Gunn, told 11 Alive that the last time he had spoken to his daughter was on Friday morning to wish her a happy Valentine's Day. But throughout the day, friends and family members didn't hear from Anitra after reaching out to her. She never texted them back, didn't call them back. That's when we knew something is definitely out of whack. She was last seen at the home of her boyfriend's aunt on Friday. A welfare check was conducted on Anitra's apartment later that same day, but investigators didn't find anything. On Saturday, her car was found near her apartment in a neighbor's yard. Missing is front bumper. Investigators thought that was very important. 11 Alive reported on Tuesday that a part of Anitra's car, the bumper, was found near her body about 150 yards from the road. I'm just wondering if he ran her over. Anitra's boyfriend has been interviewed 3 times. And this morning, his name is DeMarcus Little. And he was arrested for vandalism because he had broken out her apartment window. So it's probably a case of domestic violence. Someone that's obsessed can't let go. One thing I don't like about this Go Light stream, every time you mute, when you go push mute, then you have to go up here and push a button that says send it to the live stream. Then you got to wait for it to update. And then when you unmute, you got to go through the same process. So that's a little annoying. I just wanted to let y'all know when I go silent like that. Okay, let's see if my chat ever fixed itself. Yeah, there it is. I do like how you can see the chat, though. Let me look at the chat. It's sad for her family. I guarantee he did it. The boyfriend. Did y'all see where some assholes vandalized Plymouth Rock? Can you believe that someone would go spray paint Plymouth Rock? The rock where the pilgrims got out. It's so crazy. People are so disrespectful. Let's see if I can switch the picture. You switch the picture and then the chat goes away. So that sucks. And you have to fix all that back. It's very complicated. For me, I don't know if they'll be able to get that spray paint off there. They also spray painted like some art that an artist had done for their celebration. What are y'all talking about? A little boy got run over by a mower? That reminds me of a story. There was a little girl that got her leg cut off by her dad in this area last year with a lawnmower. Yeah, I know. That's horrible. I can't believe people do graffiti on historical landmarks. It makes me mad. You know what my husband was telling me the other day, and I hadn't heard about it. Someone has been going in Florida, going out on their boat and shooting dolphins with a shotgun. Can you believe that? Who would shoot a dolphin like that? Hey, Amanda. Yeah, I don't know where he's seen it at. I should have asked him and looked it up myself. But he said it was on Fox News. Like, dolphins are one of my favorite creatures. I love dolphins. They're going to be in a lot of trouble when they're caught. You know, a while back over in Kentucky, someone was shooting the wild horses. They never did find out who did that. And then out west, someone was shooting the wild burros. I just don't get why people just want to shoot down animals just for the hell of it. Oh, okay, so they just updated about this girl that was killed in Georgia. Let's see what it says. Oh, okay, so DeMarcus Little is just being held without bond. I knew that. Okay, he has been charged in connection with her death now. See what else it says. I didn't know that. This morning, he was only charged with vandalism because I was watching it on HLN. So he has been charged now. Maybe they just didn't know it. I don't know. Supposedly, dolphins will protect others, including humans, even against a shark. Yeah, I've always heard that they'll ram the shark. I've seen a killer whale on video kill a shark. Killer whales kill them too. Orcas. I like orcas too. They're beautiful. Dolphins, killer whales, they're very intelligent. I like those little white whales. What are they called? They kind of got the little funny head. I can never think of their name. But they're pretty cool. I'm just scrolling here and see if I was trying to find those 2 women that killed their 5 family members. I can't remember where I saw that. It's probably right down here. I have their picture somewhere. Okay, there they are. It's a mother and daughter. And they killed 5 relatives. Their names are Shayna and Dominique Decree. The bodies, including Shayna's 2 children, Nayara Smith, 25, Damon Decree Jr., 13, were found inside a Morrisville apartment on February 25th, 2019. So they've pleaded guilty to 5 counts of murder. And that picture in the middle is all their victims. Let's see if I can enlarge it. And they said that they were crying in court. Let me move it. They are crying in court because they are going to prison. I'm wondering what the motive was. Shane and Dominique remained quiet in court. Sounds of soft crying were heard coming from the 2. And Dominique was seen wiping her face as Shauna briefly closed her eyes. Also okay, so they had a hearing is what it was, and they pleaded guilty. Did they say guilty? Oh, no, they pleaded not guilty. Oh, my bad. They always plead not guilty. So, Judge Wallace Bateman is going to allow prosecutors more time to decide whether or not to seek the death penalty. if Shane and Dominique are convicted. I believe that they should get the death penalty. They killed 5 of their family members. Shayna killed 2 of her own children. That reminds me of a story where a mother got a daughter to help her commit murder. There's a couple stories like that I've seen on the ID channel. Crap, my chat never did return. Give it a second. Yeah, 5 family members very Mary. It always baffles me how 2 people can kill people. Yeah, I know. How they can convince someone to help them kill. Like, I love my hubby and stuff. We've been together for a long time, but if he wanted me to do something like that, I'd be like, hell no. Are you crazy? And if I knew he was serious, I'd get the hell away and report it. Violent tendencies. Were her girls twins? I don't know. They look like it, don't they? Those 2 little girls look like it. I wonder if they were trying to. Surely they didn't think they could get away with that. I started to say, I wonder if they were after some kind of insurance money or if they're just insane, whack jobs. Speaking of insurance money, that takes me back to the Vallows case. I was thinking about this. I wonder if Tammy Daybell had an insurance policy, Chad Daybell's deceased wife. And since Tylee's dad is deceased, Joseph Ryan, she probably drawed survivor's benefits, and JJ probably drawed survivor's benefits from Charles Vallow because Charles had adopted him. But I was looking yesterday trying to find anything that mentioned Tammy Daybell having an insurance policy, and I couldn't find anything. Most people do. I don't. We don't in my house, but most people do. We should. I think my mom has burial insurance on me and my brothers. Everybody. Hey, Shug. Oh, my stomach's growling, yeah. My husband does. Yeah, most people have like enough insurance, in case something happens, they can bury their loved one. I'm sure Tammy was a librarian, so she probably did. Probably maybe had insurance through work or something. The dispatcher that took the 911 call says that the family refused an autopsy. But there's someone else came out and said from that department that the dispatcher was new and the deputies didn't see anything suspicious. The medical examiner didn't see anything suspicious. Just because she's new doesn't mean she's wrong about that, because ever since it came out about her death, they've always said that her family refused an autopsy. Chad, he's the one that called 911, I believe. It's really strange. Tammy Daybell dies, suspicious causes. Now, they did exhume her, and they're waiting on the autopsy results, and they said that probably toxicology is what's is holding it up. That takes the longest to get the results. He probably did refuse an autopsy. Probably, maybe it was against their religion. I don't know. Maybe that's the excuse he used. Hey, Tremaine, good morning. We only have one life. Hey, girl, hope you're doing well. What have I missed? What's new? Well, they found Anitra Gunn's body in Georgia, Tremaine, and her boyfriend's been arrested in connection with it. And we were just talking about a little bit about the Vallows case and this and that. Plymouth Rock was vandalized. Someone spray painted it. Hey, Southern Mom. My stomach is cutting a fit. I must need to eat breakfast. I don't like to eat when I first get up in the mornings. I usually eat right after my live stream. I'll go fix me something. Not always, but most of the time. No, wait, see, I'm not watching that. Let me write that down because I'll look it up and see what's happening. Because, like, when I'm fiddling around the house, I like to listen to stuff. So, if it's an interesting trial, I'll listen to it. So, most trials I don't listen to, I get bored. I think I've only watched one full trial, everything that happened, and that was the Denise Williams trial. She had her husband's best friend kill her husband, Mike, Brian Winchester, and then she married Brian. Then about 18 years later, they split up. He held her hostage at gunpoint, and he was arrested. And he spilled the beans on what happened to Mike Williams. Yeah, it's a crazy case. You can find the trial here on YouTube. Supposedly, Mike Williams, he disappeared like around Christmas. He supposedly went hunting on a boat, fishing, something. He was on the boat. And they found his boat, but they never did find his body. But what happened is his best friend met up with him that morning and went out on the boat with him, and Brian killed Mike. He first tried to push him off the boat, thinking Mike would drown. The water, his boots he had on, he thought, the waders would fill up with water and sink him. That didn't happen. So Brian grabbed Mike's gun from the boat and shot him. Then he got Mike's body back up onto the boat, and they got out of the water. He took him to another body of water and buried him along the bank in the swamp. But for years, investigators thought the alligators had ate him. But Mike's mother was always suspicious of Denise. And she kept pushing for him to do something. It's very interesting. The ID channel has done episodes about it. I had to cough, y'all. That is so annoying. Every time you mute, you have to update it and stuff. That is so annoying. Yeah, he pushed him off the boat. And, most of the time when someone falls in the water like that and they got wader boots on, their boots will fill up and it'll sink them. Nothing they can do, can't get the boots off, nothing. But it didn't happen. So he grabbed the gun and shot him. Denise and Brian Winchester had been messing around with each other, and Brian and Mike were best friends. Yeah, it's a crazy story. And after Mike disappeared, she wouldn't let her daughter see Mike's mother or anything. Mike's mother's still alive. They wheeled her in church in her wheelchair. She watched the trial. Now, Brian Winchester made a plea deal, and he was not charged in Mike's death, but he got a long prison sentence for holding Denise at gunpoint and stuff. It's a crazy, crazy story. Basically, they stayed together for 18 years after this happened. And she didn't want him anymore, and he got in trouble, and she told on him. Trying to fix my chat back. I like to do the pop-out chat so it's on the side big. I can see it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Wader boots are a dangerous thing to have on unless you walk from bank. Stay out of the deep water. They scare me. Yes. A lot of people have drowned that way. And that's what Brian Winchester was counting on that morning. The strange thing about it is Brian actually helped search for Mike. Cops were a little suspicious because, most time when someone falls out of a boat, their boat's running. The boat's going to keep running and run out of gas. But the boat had a full tank of gas. But then Brian Winchester helped search for Mike, and all of a sudden, Brian's the one that found Mike's hat. Then in another search, he found Mike's wallet allegedly in the water, but nothing was ruined in the wallet. That was planted evidence. Brian's dad, who, really liked Mike, Brian and Mike grew up together. He was there searching too. They have some videos of the searches and stuff, and he couldn't believe his son killed Mike when it came out. Casey Anthony makes me sick. I guess her father finally forgave her. Oh, really? Like that's a strange family. I'm sorry. Her father's a little strange to me. I don't know. I just thought it was weird how she called him Papa. I guess I don't know, nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of strange. That woman, I hope she never has a kid again. On the Dr. Oz show, I watched a clip, speaking of despicable human beings, a clip of the prison guard who slept with Susan Smith. He was on the Dr. Oz show. Mel, I'll watch that when I get off here. But he said he slept with her one time. He went on vacation after this happened. And while he was on vacation, Susan went and told on him for sleeping with her. And he says she was basically trying to get moved to a prison closer to her family. He said he immediately regretted sleeping with her like an hour later, he said. It was after he was in the car crash. Yeah, I heard about Casey Anthony's dad being in that car crash. Yeah, Michelle, if you will email me, sweetie, I'll give it to you. I'm just looking at the chat, y'all. I remember it was on Dr. Phil. He said that. Oh, really? Casey murdered, or I get their names mixed up. Yeah, Casey murdered Kaylee. Yesterday, I was watching stuff about Jodi Arias. I didn't really follow that trial closely. and stuff. I watched a little bit about it. I know what happened, the basics of what happened. But I wanted to learn more, so I was watching some clips about it yesterday and interviews with Travis's friends. They said, Jody was just really creepy. Nice and sweet at first, but the more they got to know her, the more they learned how creepy she was. One of his friends said that when Travis would go to the bathroom, Jody would get up and go with him or stand outside the door. Once, they were all hanging out, Travis's friend, which was a boy and girl couple, and Jody and Travis in the hot tub, just talking. And here, these people are Mormons. They go to church and stuff. Here, Jody is straddling Travis, kissing on his neck in front of these people. And it kind of embarrassed them. They was like, hey, does she not know we're here? And Travis made her stop. He's like, Jody, what are you doing? Stop. She is a freak. I think she was a little obsessed with herself, a little in love with herself. She took a lot of pictures of herself. There's nothing wrong with taking a selfie every now and then. She took a lot of pictures of herself. Like, he broke up with her and she moved to where he was at. Like, who does that? Move across the country to the town of the man that broke up with you. That is so weird. So weird. And I saw where she actually recorded phone conversations with him so that she could blackmail him later. They'd be doing sex talk over the phone, I guess. And he was a Mormon. He wasn't supposed to do that. You're supposed to save yourself for marriage. But in the video I was watching, it said, the moment Jody slept with Travis Alexander, that made her not wife material. Travis wanted to marry a virgin, someone pure, because of his religious beliefs. My husband works with a Mormon. Really? I was trying to think. My ex-sister-in-law, the Church of God. She went to the Church of God. I don't think that's Mormon. But she didn't believe in smoking, drinking coffee, anything with caffeine, anything like that. I think the Mormons are that way as well. Let me get organized here. I got a cough, y'all. I got to mute. It's so annoying. You got, like, when you mute and unmute, you mute it, and then you got to go hit send to live stream. That is so annoying. Jesus. Yeah, Susan Smith getting that thing down in prison. Yeah, she's had sexually transmitted diseases and everything, Tremaine. She said she's not going to let prison stop her from having sex. She planned out to sleep with that prison guard. She approached him and basically told him, like, the other guard, had been transferred or something. And she used to sleep with him. So she seduced this man. But how could you be seduced by a woman that strapped her kids into car seats and let them drown in the lake? Watch them drown. Watch that car sink. Wait, I may be wrong. Seems like I read she didn't watch it sink. Can't remember. I know she ran to a neighbor's house after that, a nearby house. Yeah, who could sleep with that bill? Who could be turned on by that woman? I cannot stand Susan Smith. I can't hardly tolerate to watch those videos of her pleading for her kids. It sounds so fake. You could tell it's fake. She's a bad actress. Now she's up for parole in 2024. And that prison guard said he felt like she shouldn't be out of prison because if she got out and had another family, she may do the same thing again when times got tough. She's a monster. My older brother's in prison. He says it's not hard to have sex with a female prison guard in there. Really? Well, look at what happened to Escape at Dannemora. What's her name? Tilly. She goes by the name Tilly Mitchell. I forget her first name. She helped those guards escape. She brought them in saw blades and stuff through frozen hamburger meat. She was easily seduced. She was an easy target. The woman is not that bright. Joyce Mitchell, that's her name. She goes by Tilly. And after all this shit, her husband's still by her side. He's not the brightest crayon in the box either. Those two guys told her a few sweet things and she had sex with them in the tailor shop and everything. God. If y'all have not seen the series Escape at Dannemora, you got to see it. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Dannemora. It's a good series. I can't think about the kids. I learned that the car didn't fill with water right away. I can't imagine how scared they were. Poor little angels. Uh, they recreated it with the car exactly like Susan's, the prosecutors did, and sank it. And it took quite a while for it to sink, fill up with water. When the divers went down and found the car, one of the kids' hands was pressed up against the window. Yeah. I can't imagine being that diver finding that. Just imagine how scared the kids were. Just makes me so mad. My greatest fear is drowning, and I can swim. I don't know. I've just always kind of been afraid of water. Not so afraid I wouldn't get in it, but that's just probably one of my irrational fears. These child's deaths literally turned my stomach. And there was another family that died there at that lake. They were visiting the memorial for Susan's kids, and the van must have popped out of gear or something, but it rolled down in there and the people died. That was weird. I drowned when I was 2. My 6-year-old auntie saved me. Yeah, my little brother, about drowned in a pool when we were little, and that scared me. And then when I was at a pool when I was little, this little boy had went down the slide. And when he came up out of the water, he was under the slide and hit his head. So he was under for a little bit before anybody knew it. And I was at the pool that day, only about 5 years old. And it gave him brain damage and he later died. I'll never forget it. So that's probably why I'm a little bit afraid of water. I'm bawling now. This one just kills me. I know I hate Susan Smith. What she did to those kids. Just think about how scared they was. And she tried to blame a black man. They debunked that theory real quick. She gave this false sketch. She gave herself away when she said she was stopped at that red light and that guy hijacked her because there was no traffic coming. So why would she have been stopped? The light wouldn't stop, the cop said. I drowned when I was 4. A teenage boy saved me. It was terrifying. I know. See, I had an experience when I was about 16. We was up at the lake. I'd had about 6 beers. And I can swim, but I was out in deep water. Really, really deep water. And I was buzzing a little bit. And one of my friends ducked me from behind. I don't know what happened, but I panicked and I just could not get myself up out of that water. And a boy jumped in the water, got me out, but I about drowned him, he said, because I was pulling to him. That bitch about drowned me. I cussed her all to hell for that. Shouldn't do someone. I shouldn't have been in the water drinking. When I was 12, Susan killed her kids. I had no idea that was something that even happened before that. It was my first true crime obsession. Me too, Morgan. I was watching it all unfold on the news with my granny. And when Susan was pleading for her kids, my granny said, that woman done something to her kids. She won't make eye contact. Lo and behold, yep, Granny was right. I'll never forget it. Jody's a nut, Tremaine. She is a psycho. She was obsessed with Travis. They said she come through the doggy door into his house one time. She snuck into his house several times, but one time she used the doggy door. What a freaking psycho. Like, I've always been the kind of person, if someone don't want me, screw them. Let them go. You can't make someone want you. All the prisons in the world, always going to be 1 or 2 guards that dream and fantasize about having sex with the inmates. True. That's so true. Let me cough real quick, guys. There's a lot that goes on at these prisons and stuff. I know a little guy that worked at the federal prison that's here, and it really messed with him. Those inmates throwed feces and urine in his face and everything. And he quit, and he actually got on drugs. Can y'all still hear me? My screen's looking a little weird. I hope that updated right. I didn't know Travis had a dog. Yeah, I think he did. Hey, San. Jody will never get out of prison. One of her cellmates said she is a psycho. I saw a video about it, but I didn't click on it and watch it. I'm going to. Jody got in trouble a while back for accepting money from underage girls from overseas. Something like that. The article said she bought sex toys in prison. They don't sell sex toys on the commissary. Maybe someone made her one and she bought it. Maybe that's what they're talking about. She's a sick individual. When she was in jail, I believe they had a video of her singing Amazing Grace or something like that. She's all about attention. She's got like the darkest eyes I was noticing yesterday when it was showing photos of her. Like her eyes look like Fotis Dulos's and Charles Manson's. They're like really dark, and it's just like they're dead. I don't know. She's really weird, I think. She has that rapper supporting her. Yes, I saw that light feather. Doesn't he come and see her? Mary Mary says, I do sell sex toys right next to the honey buns. Are you joking? Oh my goodness. Was it Holy Night she was singing, Katie? I knew she was singing something. Amazing Grace or Christmas one. She's really into herself. Now, some of her pictures when she had blonde hair, she was a pretty girl then. But to me, she's not pretty. She's evil. I mean, it was overkill. She stabbed him repeatedly, slit his throat from ear to ear. I saw the autopsy pictures. Shot him. I mean, she's a freaking psycho. I mean, he was slaughtered. She nearly cut that boy's head off. If she couldn't have him, nobody was going to have him. Yes, she's saying it. Both interrogation. Oh, yeah, the interrogations, man. Cops go out of the room and she'd be doing handstands. Like, who the hell does that at a police station? I can see you getting up and walking around the room if you've been sitting in there for a while. But doing handstands and stuff. Did she really? And she gave this story about ninjas, didn't she? Ninjas as intruders. Like, she's really dumb. Travis wanted a good girl, but he was addicted to Jody because Jody was a dirty girl. Mormon girls, real Mormon girls, can't be a dirty girl like Jody. That crazy bitch even converted to be a Mormon. She just did that so Travis would marry her. To me, I took it as Jody was just a piece of ass to Travis. I think he liked her at first. He liked her because she was attractive and very sexually active. But then I think the more he learned about her, the more he didn't really want to be with her other than sleeping with her. He was getting ready to go on vacation and take another girl he was interested in. She gave 3 different stories. What was the other one? Okay, there was ninja intruders. And then did she say Hispanic males came in? I can't remember. Can you imagine how many people out in this world are like her? Yeah. Like that girl we were talking about yesterday. What did we say her name was? Was it Stephanie Lazarus or something like that? And the clown killer. There's been several women that's killed their rivals or their lovers. I watched this one story on Deadly Women. This woman, she's basically like a 90-day fiance. She was from a different country, but she got there. She ended up killing the man and putting his head in a pot and cooking it. She ate some of it. Chloe, what is wrong? My little Yorkie's in here. That was a crazy yawn. Well, guys, I'm going to have to get off here. All my dogs are gathering. They must need to go out. Old lady Chloe, she's real old. She can't hardly hold her pee. So, Spacey Lacey is a freak show. Yes. That woman was crazy in that interview. I couldn't believe she was a freaking cop. She was a Fruit Loop. Crazy Eyes Lazarus. Yeah, she's got crazy eyes, don't she? She makes some weird facial expression. I think the one that scared me the most was Israel Keys. That name is familiar. I'll have to look that up, refresh my mind about it. Well, y'all have a good day. I'm not going to make the puppies wait any longer. I will see y'all tomorrow. We'll see what's making headlines and just chit chat a little bit. I enjoyed the conversation this morning. Peace, guys.